guide you a little bit through the webinar today. But as I'm not here alone today, I want to introduce quickly our illustrated guests here today. First and foremost, our founder and also the visionary behind our technology, the genius behind the product, our founder, Markus Schmieke. Welcome, Markus.
Hello, everyone.
Along with Markus, we have the business side of Healy here with us, our Chief Sales Officer, Dirc Zahlmann. Dirc, hey, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good to see you guys. And of course, our top leaders here with us today, our Healy World Vice Presidents, Carsten Lange and Georg Doeller. Hi, guys. So, well, to start off the whole Frequency Friday, it's actually the first one we're doing, which will be a series of every 2 weeks. We're doing a Frequency Friday with different kind of content. But today, as for you in the US especially, some of these topics are new. We want to actually start off with a little history, of Healy. And of course, when you mention the history of Healy, there is also the history of our sister company Time Waver involved. And who would be the best person to introduce or to tell you about this history than Markus himself? So Markus, I give over to you and let us hear a little bit about our history.
Yes, thank you very much, Frank, for the introduction. And yeah, I think this is a very nice institution to have this Frequency Fridays, because frequencies in general is something which the potency of has not been yet understood and also not yet be technologically fully used. It's nothing new. One of the pioneers of frequencies was Nikola Tesla, and his works was something which actually got me into the whole thing, to study deeper into frequencies, especially his statement that if you want to understand the universe, try to understand it in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. As a physicist, when I started to study physics, 1984, it's already quite a long time ago, I was mainly fascinated by quantum physics. Already before starting to study physics, I think maybe 2-3 years before finishing school, my teachers gave me books on quantum physics because normal school was quite boring for me. So I had the opportunity already when I was 15, 16 to look at the quantum physics and also very quickly look at what's called quantum philosophy. And already when I was 18, I contacted a man who was very famous in Germany at that time. His name was Carl Friedrich von Weizsäcker. He was the brother of our president that time, but he was one of the greatest physicists during the time when quantum physics was discovered. So he was quite old already. So I started to communicate very early with him. And his main work was on quantum philosophy, to understand how the changes in physics affect the human life, our understanding of who we are, and our understanding of what the universe is, and also why we are here. Weizsäcker actually, he wanted to study originally philosophy, but it was Werner Heisenberg who convinced him that it doesn't make sense to study philosophy anymore. You have to first study physics, because the new facts from physics change completely how we see life, how we see consciousness, and how we understand what's meaning. So physics as a basis of philosophy. This was my understanding when I was 16. So already that time I decided to study physics. And okay, university was quite boring. One had to go through everything like mechanics and the mathematical basics, which I already knew. But I waited for the moment when quantum physics was on the plan. but I was as disappointed as before because my professors were teaching quantum physics as if it would be something completely understandable, just something technical, which we have mastered long time ago. But one of the greatest father, I would say one of the grandfathers of quantum physics, he said, if you're not shocked by quantum physics, means you didn't understand it. So my professors were not shocked. So I was very much sure they didn't understand it. So I changed university. I went to, after my pre-examinations, went to Heidelberg Philosophy and continued my studies. And it was there already that I realized that studying science will not answer the questions. It will put a lot of questions, but it will not answer them. So that time I decided I need to go a different way to answer or find answers on these great questions. What is the universe? Where does it come from? Who am I? What is my relationship to this world? And what is the meaning of life? So I understood that time that science needs to be connected to spirituality. And spirituality is a completely different thing. It doesn't mean to go external, to go outside, but it means to go inside. And it's also a kind of a science. So that time I decided to become a monk when I was 21. This was quite adventurous decision. And I spent a lot of time in India for 10 years, went to the Himalayas, and almost altogether 12 years I spent as a monk. And since that time, I had these two fundaments for my life. One was science, especially physics, quantum physics. The other was spirituality and my practical experience in spirituality. So the rest of my life until now, I used to put these two strings together, to combine these two sides. And I believe for our present situation, it's so much important to integrate science and spirituality, because science without spirituality is blind. And spirituality without science is kind of lame. So we need to put them together to have a powerful but also a wise way to deal with this world. And this is what I'm very much convinced about. It's like science dealing with matter, with the body, and spirituality dealing with consciousness, with the deeper psyche. How can one of the other exist with the other? So it's important to put them together. So the question is, and this was always my question, what keeps body and soul together? What keeps matter and spirit together? How do they communicate? How do they talk with each other? And here we are today, Frequency Friday. The language, how consciousness and matter, how body and soul communicate, is frequency. Frequencies is a language which our body understands. Frequencies is a language which our cells understand. But frequency, on the other side, having a spiritual aspect of numbers, representation of information, is also understood by something close to our consciousness and our psyche. To go deeper into this would be not the right place here, but in quantum physics, everything is originally information. But this information informs energy. And the way how information informs energy is by putting energy in a state of a vibration. And the main significant quality and quantity of a vibration is frequency. And this is what we see if we look into very deep into matter. We see frequencies. And if we look very far out into the universe, we do it with frequencies. So it's something which connects microcosmos, microcosmos, microcosmos and macrocosmos, and it connects matter and spirit. So therefore, I got fascinated by what one can do with frequencies and how we can understand matter in terms of frequencies, and also especially then our body, how we can understand our body in terms of frequencies. So this was already in the midst of the 90s. After being a monk for too long time, I started to get back into the society and ask this question: how can I contribute? What can I actually do with the knowledge which I have learned from my science teachers, from university, from Weizsäcker and so on, and the other hand, what I have learned through my spiritual teachers, which were partially from India and partially from Europe. So the first thing I looked into is what does frequencies do in our body? So there are so many different levels. Basically, all the organs, the eyes, the ears, our neural system communicates on the basis of frequencies. So there are many different ranges of frequencies. And I wrote the first book about the importance of frequencies for life, 1997. This book was called The Fields of Life. But that time, I already had a good understanding about the importance of frequencies and how frequencies can also be used for healing in different ways. But there was something very important missing. And like always in my life, the important things, the creative impulses, came by meeting of people. So there was a very important meeting, a person I met, 1998. And this person was a physicist who directly studied physics from Werner Heisenberg. Heisenberg, one of the greatest fathers and inventors of quantum physics. You might know the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It's very important principle in quantum physics. So Burkhard Heim studied physics from Werner Heisenberg, and he, on the basis of quantum physics and Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, he developed a new concept of space-time, which is not four-dimensional, but six-dimensional. So there are two additional dimensions above Einstein's four-dimensional space-time. And he could prove that you need these two additional dimensions if you want to connect quantum physics with theory of relativity. So what are these two dimensions above four-dimensional space-time? We call it information field. Information field means that behind this visible world, there is an invisible field which is below the quantum level, which actually organizes all this, what you can see, which organizes evolution, which organizes the functions in our body, which contains the blueprint of what we are. Of course, this blueprint of what we are, basically the blueprint of our body, of our healthy body, it is there. It's also developing constantly, but it is there. And through the quantum processes, our body is constantly connecting to this deep field of life. Therefore, in my first book, I called it 1997, I called the book The Fields of Life. The matter of life is very important, but behind the matter of life is the fields of life, which is constituted on the level of pure information. So, but the connection between the fields of life and our body is through frequencies which manifest on the electromagnetic level. Frequencies translate between information and matter. That's so important. Today we don't need the translation because we all speak English to some degree, but for our European webinar today, which was in so many languages, we needed at least translation from German to English. So between two systems, you need translation. So frequencies translate from information to matter. Frequencies are a language. So the next important people I met were two people. One is Nononina, and the other is Dr. Karen McMakin from the US. These two extraordinary people, extraordinary medical practitioners and extraordinary researchers, they did a lifelong of practical research about the language of frequencies. So both of them have developed big libraries of the effect of frequencies in the body and the effect of frequencies in our consciousness. More than 144,000 frequencies from Dr. Nononina, and also more than 80,000 frequency combinations from Dr. McMakin. So in the Healy, first we included the 144,000 frequencies from Nononina, which is basically like, you can say, the library by which we translate from one side to the other. But of course, it's not one-to-one. It's not that you have kidney and there's one frequency, or you have liver and there's another frequency, or that there is a certain goal you want to reach and there's a frequency. Like always in nature, there is a spectrum of frequencies. For example, for liver, in our database, in our library, which we call the gold frequencies because they are actually more valuable than gold. We have more than 900 frequencies for the liver, more than 1,000 frequencies for the kidney, because it's a whole spectrum. All the organs are very, very complex. So you cannot say it's one frequency or the other. And sometimes you need new frequencies, which have the resonance for a special organism. So we needed to develop a new technology, not like other frequency devices which use one frequency, or they Seps through a big range of frequency, like from 10,000 to 30,000 Hertz, like a Clark supper. There are so many devices on the market which use specific frequencies or ranges of frequencies. So we have a completely different approach. And this approach goes deep to the level of information field. So only when I met Burkhard Heim, 1998, and I spent time with him until 2001 when he passed away. So I was very fortunate to meet him in the last 3 years of his life and get the technical understanding about how four-dimensional space is controlled by the information field, and how through quantum processes you can actually get the information down from the fifth and sixth dimension, from the fields of life to our level, three-dimensional space within time. So only after getting this knowledge from Burkhard Heim, this period was up to 2001, as I said already, when Burkhard Heim passed away, I had to promise him that the knowledge which I got from him, which is very sensitive knowledge, that this knowledge I will only use for benefit people in large. He was very sensitive about it because he understood the responsibility of a scientist. He very much understood the responsibility of someone who has knowledge. It's not like nowadays scientists and researchers, they just find something out and say, okay, that's as it is, do with it whatever you like, or earn money with it. The more you know, the more abilities you have, the more responsibility you carry for what will be done with what you have discovered. And Burkhard Heim faced, his two teachers were Werner Heisenberg and Carl Friedrich von Weizsäcker, and it were these two scientists who developed the original knowledge of how to construct a nuclear weapon. So both of them, especially after the Second World War, were very much aware about the responsibility of scientists. Even the discoveries of Burkhard Heim were so sensitive that he was observed in the 50s and 60s by the German and the American Secret Service, because Wernher von Braun, who was this German scientist who developed the Apollo programs to go to the moon, he was in constant contact with Burkhard Heim because he wanted to use his knowledge for developing a new engine to go into outer space based on gravitational waves, which Burkhard Heim has discovered. So I learned all the things, but then 2001, I started to slowly develop technical systems which could communicate to the information field. But it took some years. It took until 2004 until I had the first kind of working device. And that time, I believe 2004, I made the decision. It shall be integrated, it shall be an integrated part of a medical device which can help people with their health. So it was still a long way to go, because I'm not an expert in medical matters, but I quickly had another important person which I met. It's a lady, older lady already at that time, who has a almost lifelong experience of healing as a healer. And she was very sensitive to whatever I developed in the beginning. I gave to her, and she tested it in her clinic. And at one point she started to be a co-developer. So I always found the right people. It's not that I did this development myself, but it needs a lot of good luck to meet the right people at the right time, to be able to accept the knowledge, to be able to integrate. I see myself to be my own strength is integration, because my mind always connects things, and I think this is very important. So then 2006, the device was ready. And I remember that I was sitting at the, how's it called? The Northern Sea in Germany. It's not an ocean, but it's a sea. And I was sitting on an island in the summer, little holiday with my family. And I was watching the waves. And I had in my mind this idea, the question, what will be the name of the device? And suddenly it came from the sea. The name was Time Waver, to wave beyond time, to communicate by waves with frequencies beyond time. And time is the border between 3 dimensions and 5th and 6th dimensions. Remember the 6th-dimensional model of Boca time? There's 3 dimensions of space, and the 4th dimension is time, and then there's the 5th and 6th dimensions, which is the information field. So time is in between our world and the other world. So you need to cross time. Crossing time is possible by something which is very quick in time, like frequencies. They are very quick in time. They are like elements of time, like photons. Photons are bundles of frequencies, and they move without time through the universe. So it's something very mystical. To deal with time in physics was always fascinated by the philosophy of time, and quantum physics is all about understanding time. So the Time Waver was the first device which then became very successful, first in Germany, then in Europe, and then all over the world. Thousands and thousands of people, doctors, therapists, and clinics work with this device, which has medical CE, and which is also registered as a medical device in many other places in the world until now. But it's a big device. It's like, it needs a laptop to function. It's a bit same size like a laptop, and it needs also good training to work with it. And it's mainly used by professionals. So the journey is not over. The next most important person I met on this journey was 2010. 3 years after we had Time Waver already distributed. It was a researcher I have mentioned already, a director of many clinics, Nuno Nina from Lisbon. And he was working with frequencies already for years, but he had one problem: how to find the right frequencies for the patient. He was doing it manually because he had the abilities. And he contacted me because he heard from one famous therapist from Norway that we developed a device which could read through the information field which frequencies one needs. So this was a perfect combination. We met in September 2010, and I actually went to Lisbon because in September it's very beautiful there. It's directly at the Atlantic Ocean. So I like to travel there, and we spent a week, and in this week we made the most important decisions of my life. We made the decision to put together all our knowledge, everything which I had developed on the basis of quantum physics, information field technology, time waiver, and what he had developed, all the therapy protocols, which he has tested with more than 40,000 patients, which come day to day to his clinic with very severe problems. So that time it was a decision of friendship. We didn't talk about business for 2.5 years. I never had such an experience. It was an absolute free exchange of everything what we knew, and we didn't think about making a contract or that at one point it will be a business and one has to talk about money. It was really purely idealistic. I remember 2012 when the device was ready. I was traveling in the Himalaya mountains, 4,000 meter high, and I got a call. Unfortunately, handy is working up there. A mobile phone is working up there. I got a phone call that the device is ready and we can sell it, and but we need a contract with the developers. We never talked about it. So I phoned Nununina, and after 5 minutes we agreed, and we never talked about it again. So this is something which I very appreciate with the people which I met and who contributed to the path that where we are and to the what we have reached until today, is that most of these people are very idealistic and had a very broad vision, not only of the technology which they have developed or the science they have understood, but how it can benefit the world. So this was 2012. We had the first frequency device ready, which took the frequencies from the information field and directly applied them to the patient through microcurrent, which is modulated through the frequencies. But already in our first meeting in Lisbon, Nuno and me came to the idea and the conclusion that this is not the end, but on the basis of this, we need to develop a small device which everyone can carry along and which is able through the internet to connect to a cloud so that we can supply new frequencies and new frequency protocols to the people wherever they are in a very quick way. So this development took another 7 years, especially the medical certification was very complex because it's not only certification of the hardware, but the connection to the smartphone connection to the cloud, and the cloud needs to be certified as a medical device. This is a crazy thing to do, but it took us a few years. We got it together, and we even got the FDA approval for this device very recently. You know, the device I'm talking about is the smallest member of our family. It's a Healy. Already the name Healy shows you it's small, it's cozy, it's something very personal, which you like to wear at your body, very close. And the reason why we wear it close to our body, somewhere, normally I put it here, oops, didn't work. Normally I put it here, somehow close, because if the Healy is close to your body, it goes in resonance with the field of your body, and the resonance with the field of your body is through a quantum sensor, which translates the entropy, which is connected to information, to the information field, to frequencies. So this is something which you find in the back of your Healy. Now I know most people watching now are from the United States. And in the United States, you don't have Healys yet. You will have Healys very soon. The speakers after me will probably tell you when you can order your first Healys. So this is a Healy. It's small, but you only see the tip of the iceberg. I don't know, is this an English word, iceberg or not? The ice mountain. small part is above the water, but the biggest part is under the water. So you only see the small Healy. The biggest part of the Healy is virtual. It's the medical cloud we are having. It's the hundreds and hundreds of frequencies and 100,000s of frequencies behind, which are supplying the Healy with the with new programs and so on. So this is a small part. And inside the Healy, on the front side, you find the frequency generators, which actually create the physical frequency, which then through electrical current, microcurrent, you can attach to your wrists or to other parts of your body wherever you need them. But on the back side of the Healy, you have a quantum sensor. In my personal Healy, there's a hole inside. I wanted to have it so I can see through it, and I can actually see the quantum sensor. I go very close to the camera. You get an idea there's something. You cannot really see it very well, but there is an electronic part which has an open, no, don't know what's the right name in English, which uses an open quantum process. An open quantum process is a process where the outcome is not determined by the laws of physics, but it happens in a creative quantum event. This is amazing thing about quantum events. They are creative. They're creating new information. And this new information is not coming from the physical parameters of the surrounding, but they are derived from the information field, from the fifth and sixth dimension. So a quantum sensor connects to the fifth and sixth dimension, and we can only indirectly measure the outcome by looking at the entropy of the distributions. And this we translate into frequencies, and this is what is the outcome of the Healy. So in the Healy, when you have a program uploaded on your Healy, you upload it from the smartphone. In the smartphone, you have an app where you choose which program you want to use. For example, in US, the Healy will be, I don't want to talk about this so much. Let's talk about Europe. In Europe, Healy is certified, CE certified as a medical device for pain, but also for many other indications, which I don't want to mention here because it will be different in the US. There we will be focusing on pain as a medical device. But the frequencies can do much more. The Healy shall actually not be a medical device which treats diseases. It's much more important that it gives the right frequencies to balance your bioenergetic field. So we don't make medical claims. We don't have to. The results which people have, the experience which people have with their Healy speak their own language. We don't have to make medical claims. And of course, beyond our FDA approval, which we have, we will not make any medical claims. So the language we are using is that the frequencies from the Healy, they are intended to balance the bioenergetic field, to strengthen the bioenergetic field. And this is most important, especially in our times. If the bioenergetic field is strong, we have a good communication between the different aspects of our physical body, our psyche, our consciousness, the information field, the fields of life behind, and we all can understand what this means. So the language of frequencies, we have a library for, and this library is around 144,000 frequencies from Nununina, which has more than 1,500 categories. And if you download, if you upload a frequency program on your Healy, it's up to 400 frequencies in one program. For example, on Healy, you have a program called Balance. It's meant to balance the bioenergetic field and the bioenergetic field of the organs into your system. So it has 400 frequencies for this purpose. But if you make a session, if you start the Healy, it will only analyze around 3 or 5 or maximum 7 from them, which are important for you on this very moment. So the frequencies will always be different from person to person. After 2 weeks, you do the same program. Again, the frequencies will be different. So it's not possible to have fixed frequencies for fixed indications or situations, but they need to be analyzed always in the moment when you apply them. And this is the very strength of Healy. If you want to put it maybe in one sentence, it's a combination of the frequency technology with 144,000 frequencies, the gold frequencies, together with the quantum sensor, which connects the Healy to the information field. So these two things together are absolutely unique. And then if you connect it to a cloud and make it a global network which exchanges information between therapists and people all over the world, then it's something which can make a real big change on this planet. And this is the vision which we are having since more than 15 years. We would like to see Healy in 100 million families all over this planet. This means 1 billion people will be able to use frequencies, and they will affect the other 7-8 billion people. So I think this is a great vision, and we can of course only achieve it if we integrate the amazing American market. So I'm so excited that we are doing the first steps now. Actually, it's not the first steps. We're working on it since 1 year, that we are doing the final steps so that you finally can order your Healys and start to have your own experience.
Well, thank you very much, Marcus, for your insights here, a little bit about the history we were sharing, and of course about the device and what it can do. And I think a lot of you probably already have a Healy some way or the other, and you have your own experiences. I know that also a lot of you in the American market have very much experience in the field of frequencies. But as I always say, to understand where we're going, you need to understand where we're coming from. And I think what Marcus shared with us helps a lot. I have another person here, Dirc, who wants to share a little bit about the recent history, the last year of our Healy success we started around the world. And let's give over to Dirc, and Dirc, share with us a little bit how our last year really was.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Frank. First of all, I want to thank you, every one of you, to join our first Frequency Friday. As I said, we will have that Frequency Friday every 2 weeks. We normally do it as an update call for what's happening on the corporate side, what's happening in the sales side, so that you can see an overview about what's going to happen with Healy in the next step. We are just 1 year old right now, approximately. So we started a little bit more than 1 year ago to bring out Healy in network marketing. And therefore, I want to give you a little bit of an overview what in the past year happened before I give you some more information about how the products work and how they are connected, because there you can see in the history what kind of progress, what kind of goal we have when we talk about Healy in the future. The first year was already one of the most successful years in our industry in network marketing with a product that has been so far. This success is also related to the product that Marcus talked about, the technology, all the science that is in the product, all the technology that has been proven and developed over the years. But also on the other side, that would not be possible if the people behind it in our field network marketing would not have been pushed it so far to the limit where we at. So therefore, I want to give you a little bit of some pictures about a presentation and give you a little bit of an overview. What is Healy from the network side? What is Healy from the perspective, people business, how we want to build up also the US market and how we want to build up the worldwide relationships. Today we are in 42 countries available. That means that we have pushed in 1 year 42 countries to be the Healey family already. In 1 year, that is a big step. And now I show you where it comes from and where it's going to be related to. There was, as Marcus said, a time before network marketing with Healey. Healey already was developed at that time, and Healey was brought out to the people by online marketing or talking with doctors or practitioners to market the Healey. At that time, as you already can see, Marcus was already traveling in the world to bring Healey to some interested people. In the corner on the left, you see Liu Xinyang, which is an ambassador and a billionaire in China, who's using the Healey 4 to 5 hours per day. And he is the one who told on the launch event in Berlin 1 year ago that Healey is even better than Chinese medicine. So you see the former Prime Minister of Defense of China, you see another big company in China where Marcus visited, where they always want to launch Healey already only in China. So there you can see that Healey created already contact and information and interested people all around the world. But Marcus was already at that point, they said that is Healey must have another access point to the world, how we market this product worldwide. And then Marcus and I, we met in November 2018. And here you see after the first meeting that we had with Marcus, I first of all said, okay, frequencies are everywhere, but I was not into that topic. So I had to listen to Marcus and see what is that kind of product about? Is it something that has a sustainable business solution? Is it something that people would really love and really like? And I saw after a short amount of time that Healey is a product that no one else has in the world. It has a base, it has a foundation, a fundament of couple of years of technology that was already implemented into the market by doctors, practitioners, and clinics all around the world. And now many people from the medical board got so involved into frequency technology that they could deliver for the Healey household frequency programs that everyone can use when he runs an app and has access to the internet. So we came together and I said, okay, when we want to push Healey to the world, the only thing that can help us is network marketing. I'm in this industry of network marketing since 26 years already. And over the past 13 years, I guided my consulting company 4 big network marketing companies in 6 offices worldwide. That means I had access and I had insights of so many companies and so many projects and so many sales projects all around the world that I said, this is a perfect combination with Healey. Healey gives everyone a solution and everyone who meets Healey loves the Healey immediately. So here you can see some pictures that we had in one of our first meetings where we showed where we thought about what could the Healey price be or how can we market the Healey, what countries could be first. So we planned and we illustrated already what Healey will be like when we launch it in network marketing worldwide. And then Marcus took a decision to say, okay, let's roll it out in network marketing. Let's do it fast and quick because we need to create momentum. And here you see already in December a pre-leadership meeting that we wanted to show to some leaders the Healey and what the Healey can do. And everyone was excited. And after only a short amount of preparation, 6 weeks, we launched Healey Network Marketing already on a Time Wafer event in Berlin. We had more than 500 people sitting there and we showed them what Healey does when we launch it in network marketing. And guess what? We had many therapists and many Time Wafer users on this conference. And the first reaction from them was, oh, network marketing. I don't think that will work out. After we showed them what Healy can do in network marketing, many or nearly all of the participants signed up in the Healy network marketing at that time. So we had a wonderful launch event, also with Nuno Nina was there, Marcus was talking about the Healy and the strategy. And of course, and that day, 19th of January 2019, we brought Healy to life in network marketing. And there you see the first people were involved. We had some people from Berlin and Krinslin there. My wife Sabine and I and our team were already pushing the Healy to the network marketing stage. And here you see in February 2019 already a first historical moment, because the top leader that we have in our company, Carsten Lange, I called him and said, you have to have a look at this product because we want to roll it out worldwide and you have to be a part of it. And on the left side, you see the first meeting that we had with Carsten and Marcus together to roll out Healy worldwide in a method that we create momentum. Carsten, I know that you're here, so maybe you can say something about that picture. What was your experience? What was your feeling at that day?
So now you can hear me. It was an amazing moment because especially at this time, yeah, I had a very bad experience with another company. We built in another company around 180,000 members. The company closed down, and it was the second time in I think 4 years that I had this experience. And then I got your call, and so the first question what I had to you was definitely what kind of product is it? So it's meanwhile that I'm 19 years in the industry, and I know nearly every product in this industry, and I know the competitions. I know, that most of the people, they have always a problem to talk about my juice is better than your juice, and so on and so on. And then members are running from company to company because there's a complement better, and so on. That's why my first question was really honest: what kind of product is it? And yeah, you said it's a frequency device, and I said I have no idea what it is, but that brought me to this point that I said, okay, it's interesting. So I came to Berlin. You had a delay. I met Marcus, and then we had 2 hours to talk a little bit, and that was very, very interesting for me because that was a completely new world. I got a lot of impressions at this time, and the field of frequencies is still completely new for me. But I got at this time, I got my vision. So then we met each other. We talked about, okay, what we can do in the future. We talked about leaders, about people in different markets, what we can do. And for me, it was clear. And latest, it was clear for me when I was flying back then to Austria, to Vienna, that we have something in our hand which can change this industry, the lifestyle, the health, the beauty industry. It's not the next product. It's not the next one-hit wonder. It's not the next, oh, wow, I walked through an island, I found a juice, a fruit, put it in a bottle and make an MLM with this. It's a totally unique product. And most of people know exactly what I mean when I'm talking about smartphones. Smartphone technology, 12 years ago, yeah, nobody was believing in this. Meanwhile, everyone is using this. Nobody has an idea how does it works, but everyone is definitely would say, okay, when I would have the opportunity to go back 10, 12 years to become a part of this technology, I will do this. I would make my profit with this. And I think with the Healy, what we have in our hand is much more than this, because this is healthy, this is lifestyle, this is bring something new, something completely different to the world. And guys, we have no competition in the market outside. Yeah, we have maybe a few companies which are working with, I will not say frequency devices, but they have not the knowledge behind, they have not this technology behind, they have not this advisory board behind, they have not this medical board behind, they have not this phenomenal founders behind, and so on. And yeah, that was what I felt when we had our first meeting, and becomes then more and more clearer. So, and the last 12 months, they showed us that we are right. Yeah, so we had an amazing grow. For me, it was a little bit too fast. Yeah, we can do this right now step by step, a little bit slower. So, and especially right now, we have here you guys from the US, and this is one of the biggest markets, one of my favorite markets as well. So, and I know definitely when we will open this market. So we have and growing what is unbelievable. So that's why I'm really, really happy. And I was happy when I met Marcus and Dirc the first time there in Berlin. And my intention was not wrong. So I was right. And you guys should as well. You should hear, for the feeling, what you have here, or what you have in your heart. And I think my feeling was at this time the right feeling. And I think that should be the same feeling for you.
Thank you, Carsten. So wonderful. And there you see, after 1 month, we were already in Thailand together and in Bangkok, and showed to many Asian leaders the Healey, and they got so excited. But not only Asian leaders were there, by accident, we had another person there, because when we saw on Facebook that Georg Doeller was flying to Bangkok, Carsten already wrote him. He's a legend in this industry. He wrote him, "I'm in Bangkok too, let's meet up for a drink." And then George, maybe on the right side, you see the picture when you remember. How was your feeling when you then got into another network marketing company with Healy?
Yeah, this was really funny. I fly last year in February to Bangkok, and you invited me for one glass of beer, and you explained me Healey by the pool. Marcus showed me the Healey by the pool, and you explained me the complaint. And this was very funny. I think it was 40 degrees outside. I was very hot. I was sweating, and I get butterfly in my stomach. So it's like I feel falling completely in love with Healey. I see Healey have no competition around the world. When this device it's working, we have no competition. This was for me 100% clear. And you see the people on the table. It's Asian people on the table, Russian people on the table. People from Europe was on the table, and they were so excited too. So, and this gives me a feeling, and this was the start last year. So the end was we traveled last year more than 200 days around the world, Dirc and Carsten and Marcus and Frank together. And it was very hard work, but it was not feeling like to work. It was like we go to the family, we go to the big meetings. We start with meetings with 5 people, with 3 people. We was in Moscow. I remember we was in Moscow with 5 people. So we stayed 2 days in Moscow. So this was funny. Then we go to Philippines. This was 700 people. So we attract the people around the world. It's not only the device. It's not only the great complaint. It's the energy in this company. This company have a really, really good energy. You will feel it, you will see it, and you can test it the Healey soon. So you will be also excited. For me and for my family, Healey changing my life completely. Or not only for me, only my organization, it's more than 25,000 people after 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 year. So, and the people earn good money, and the people have good results with the Healeys. And in time like this, the world is changing. The world is changing in the future, but I will tell you a little bit later.
Thank you, George. Yeah, that was the beginning in February 2019, where we started to be international already, to start to attract leaders all over the world. I give you some more pictures of that. We started to bring in leaders, to have leadership meeting with them. That was also leadership meetings that we had in Frankfurt, where we brought in all first key people together. Then we opened the office in Wiesbaden, another location, with 3 people starting and off in Wiesbaden. And today we are more than 65 employees full-time only at that location in Wiesbaden. It was a wonderful journey, and that was 1 year ago. Now what happened in this 1 year? You see so many roadshows. We had more than 400 cities that we were in with roadshows, always fully packed, always people that saw the Healey the first time and loved it directly from the beginning. We launched in more than 212 days in 400 cities the Healey, and got more than 36,000 people today in the organization. Look, we had so fantastic people, so many roadshows where we explain the people what frequencies are, how Healey works for them. And you know what? We have direct feedback. When people see the Healy, they directly see, wow, after the first frequency session, there's already a result. And you see here how many people got involved already into Healy. Then we had our big event in Barcelona already after 9 months operating. We had more than 600 people in Barcelona. There you see the flags on the stage. We had at that time already 40 countries open. We had so many new ranks on stage. We had recognition. So many people earned already so much money and brought in so many people, happy people to Healy. Right now, we have again record months after record months. We still increasing sales month by month, and that's so fantastic. There you see we had also some exciting events, like we gave away some Maseratis to our top leaders that made a phenomenal job on bringing Healy to the world. We created the Healy Academy, which is also another big point for the people out there. On one part, we have the Healy Academy for the product, so you can log into your back office and have a look at videos, like videos from Marcus now, like videos from the medical board, where you see how they think about frequencies, why this technology is like that. But also on the other hand, the Healy Academy for networker, for people who want to build up the business, that you can take step-by-step education to build up your business as it is. And look at it right now, 1 year later, we are already nearly everywhere in the world. We have pictures with Healy everywhere in the world. But of course, in the US, it will happen very soon. So don't worry about that. In May, we will push the button that we can launch the Healy to you. And then you will have the possibility in the US to order your Healy as well and to market your Healy. Of course, because of the actual situation, we will postpone a little bit our roadshow, 20 cities that we want to do directly in the US. That will be 4 to 6 weeks after we give you the possibility to order the product, that you can build up your people, that you can build up the seminars that we're doing. So we're doing also a big roadshow in the USA with more than 20 cities. So we have enough time to collect as many people as we want in the US to build up that roadshow. And now I want to come also to the point where we a little bit talk about the product itself, because when you see here, the Healy watch is one of my favorite things that I wear right now. The Healy watch gives me an analysis about my body functions in 14 different areas. So that means when I sleep overnight and I wake up, I look at my watch and my watch app, and it goes directly to a recommendation of Healy programs. How fascinating is that? And I can show you as well the meeting where we decided to launch a watch, because that was in that meeting here in Thailand where we were. There we decided together, why don't we bring a watch? Why don't we bring something that measures the individual body situation to give the right recommendation for the Healy programs? Because the most people, they don't know what programs to use in an actual case. So they say, okay, I run the gold frequency programs, I run this program, but now we have a solution. We have a solution now that this watch measures your body functions by experts giving you an analysis of your body functions that are measured, and then giving you the right information and the right programs on your Healy. So for every household, this is a must-have for everyone, because this is not only a fitness tracker. This is something that you need to get an individual day-to-day recommendation for your right frequency programs. Then on the other side, one of the most important things in the future is the so-called Heal Advisor app. I will show it to you because I'm running it every day as well. The Heal Advisor app has a database in there. When you don't know what frequency program you use, then you can start searching in the Heal Advisor app. You give in balance or you give in gold or something, and then the Heal Advisor app shows you this program has that reason and that capability to work with your body. So everything and expert knowledge is already in the Heal Advisor app. Or you want to search for a symptom. How many people come to me on my seminars and say, hey, does it help against this and that? Does it help against this and that? And I say, yes, maybe Healy can help in many different directions because everything is frequency, but I'm not a doctor, I cannot answer that. So I want to relate you then to the Heal Advisor search, and that means you give in your symptoms here in the Heal Advisor search database, and based on your symptoms, you receive an information and a recommendation what Healy programs you should use. And then there's another point, the digital nutrition. Also was born in Thailand, where Marcus and I were sitting together to say, wow, when the Healy Analyze can analyze the right ingredients that my body needs, why don't we take the digital nutrition? So vitamins and minerals, the frequencies of that, and put them in the right doses into your body. And exactly that what happens in Barcelona. We brought out the digital nutrition as well, again in the Heal Advisor app, as you can see here, digital nutrition, based on your body functions of the watch, or you can do it with a survey. You can have digital nutrition frequency programs that are sent in the right way to your body. And now I want to show you the product overview when it comes to how does the frequency work in your body and what do they do. So Frankie, you can put up the other presentation and I show you a little bit more what Healy does. Here you see again the whole product range of Healy World. We started only with the Healy and all the Healy programs that we have. We have 4 different packages of Healy. It starts with the Gold package, then going to Holistic Health Plus, and Resonance. That is based on how many programs are available for you as a buyer, as a customer, in your Healy cloud that can be downloaded. But today, we started with the Healy as a focus. As I said, one of the most successful startup companies in this industry. After 1 year, we are breaking records. We have income records. We have country records, everything like that. But also we today have also the watch, the Heal Advisor app, the digital nutrition, and the Analyze app. So everything is one big thing, the Healy world. And out of this, we need the products for every household. Now imagine, when I show you that, the packages I don't need, how the Healy works. As Marcus said, everything is frequency, but frequency is proven that it can infect the energy level of your body cell. When you see here, a body cell, a young cell, has in regular terms -70 microvolt as energy level. And over time, your body cells lose energy on this way or on this way. And then without the energy that the body cell needs, you can create, or the body cell can create, different kind of symptoms that can come from inflammation, pain, edema, cell divisions, or something like that. So the best thing would be in the right segment to treat this body cell with frequencies, because of what? It increases the ATP production by 500% in the right time with the right doses of frequency. That means ATP is the fuel for creating energy in a body cell. So the Healy can help that this energy level will increase of the area of the body cell where it needs. Therefore, we have so many programs with the Healy that the Healy can send frequencies via wristbands or ear clips or local batches to your body, and then generate more energy within your body cells again. And that means, and this is the reason why we have 96% of the people having a better feeling after one time using the Healy. So 96% of the people say, I have a positive effect after I use the Healy. And that means we have a situation where the most people say, I'm ready to recommend the product because I'm ready, because it helped me, so it can help other people as well. And now I want to give you the last term about the product. In the future, the Heal Advisor app will be one of the most important things. When you start your day in the morning, what do you normally do? you normally do something for your body. So you say either I do some sports, I do some gym, or I take some nutrition or something like that. Here with our Healy products, you go to the Healy Advisor app and say, how did I sleep? What does my watch say? Or what are my body functions today? I analyze that with my Healy. And in my Healy Advisor app in the future, I have so many programs that I can go to. You can click on, I want to lose weight. And then you will see weight loss frequency programs. You see weight loss or balancing videos about what to do. You will find the right recipes to lose weight. And you have a calendar with it, that the calendar tracks every day your measurement of the Healy. It tracks every day the frequency programs that you use, and it reminds you every day to do something in that direction to lose weight. But there are also other possibilities. For instance, that we say, oh, I want to do something for my beauty, for my skin, for my hair. You get a 3-month program for developing a better skin or better hair with frequency programs and other exercises, other videos that we teach you and give you also from the nutritional aspect. That is all in our database of the Healy Advisor app. So in the future, you will have a wonderful, wonderful thing with the Healy Advisor app that you can relate to so many things. You go to the Healy Advisor app and you will find everything that you need to talk to your body or let our products talk to your body. So after 1 year of being on the market, 36,000 people have joined already Healy. That was possible because in November 2018, Marcus and I met, and I don't think it was by accident. I think it was the right time, it was the right place, and it was the right intention of people bringing something to life. We are already one of the most successful startups, as I said. We have wonderful products already. After 1 year, not only the Healy, we have the Healy Watch, the digital nutrition, the Healy Advisor app, and combine it all together. There are subscription models with it. So everyone who will do a business with that will relate to people are joining the Healy Advisor app, clicking on another program. I want this program for the next 3 months. I want this one. And everything of that will have commission for you when you build up a business with that. And now, the best thing is after 1 year, we can prove and show that we already have so much sales per month like normally companies have after 5 or 6 years. But also we have top earners in the company. The top 10 top earners are already in the top 100 list of the most successful and best earning people in network marketing right now. So we have people earning way more than 150K per month already after 1 year of business. So I can tell you guys, from every angle you want to see it, from the product side, from the business side, from the commission side, from how it works together, it is time now to have a close look at Healy and bring out everyone to this company, because the people here, they are so happy that they saw a product, and then they are so happy that they can do a business where they don't have to sell something, where they just show the people what this product can do, and they are happy that these people got introduced to Healy. So I hope I could give you a little bit of an overview about that. As I said, in the near future, we will open up the US market as well. We, of course, are fully compliant, FDA approved. So this is not an issue at all. But now we start planning on our webinars that you can bring in people on a Frequency Friday and let them see what Healy already can do for them, and that they are prepared to purchase the product. 1 year ago, after more than 220 days in an airplane, I can say to you, this was worth it to give away all that I did before. Sabine and I, my wife and I, we were traveling with all the people, with Marcus, with Carsten, with Frank, with Georg, and all the other top leaders, every single day in another location, just to talk to the people and show them how wonderful this Healy world is. And I'm so grateful at this time, Marcus, thank you again, that you convinced me to say, let's engage together in this project. And I think we could show that this is one of the most successful stories out there in this industry. And next step, this year we do more than 100 million in sales, and we'll have more than 120,000 people joining us. And then we are on the way within the next 5 years to hit the $1 billion market. And I can show you right now, it's already, momentum is there, 42 countries are there. And when we bring it to the rest of the countries, you know what's gonna happen. People are happy and satisfied that we have so much success and bring them Healy and the Healy solutions that we have for their households that they have, especially, in that kind of situations where we are right now. Therefore, Bioenergetic Boost will be on all Healys in the future as well. When you can purchase them in the States, you just have to run an update. And so you have the Bioenergetic Boost program. And we can send it by internet everywhere to every Healy in the world. So I want to give back now to Frank, who can give you a little bit of an overview. And by the way, Frank was already there in March last year, and he fought for us to bring this in 42 countries to life. And I want to say thank you, especially also to you, my friend. We created Healy Family with the top leaders together, and I'm happy that we are a family now, and we want to build up the whole family together again in the future with all the other countries.
Well, thank you very much, Dirk. Yes, it was a group effort, as you always say. And it was not always easy, and we had some hiccups, of course. That's normal in a startup as well. But seeing the success in the last year, seeing the stories the people had, the product stories with the Healy, seeing how incomes have changed their life and their situations was really something truly amazing, which we have seen last year. And as you, Dirk, I've been in this industry also for, oh my God, over 20 years now. It's crazy to say, but it is like this. And I have never seen a development like we had with Healy here. And for me, this is it goes to my heart, because we have spent so much time with the leaders, with the members out there. We have experienced their stories firsthand. And this is something very treasurable, very valuable to me. And so thank you for Marcus and Dirk and everyone that I can be a part of this here and now. And as you, Carsten and Georg, also are a part of this, and I would actually like to hear a little bit from you as well. When you look at the Healy as a product, especially Georg for now, what is the special thing about the Healy you like so much? Why did you think the Healy is a good product to start with?
Carsten, you or me?
No, well, let's start with Georg. I have another question for Carsten.
Okay. Now, for me, the Healy, it's one of the best products. So I worked 22 years in network marketing, and I have pills or shakes or cosmetics, and I have always the situation why it's my shake it's the best, or why it's my pill the best, or why it's my company the best, and why it's my company the best. So when you explain the business, you have always the solution. You can explain why you are the best. So with Healys, we have no competition. I show the people the Healy, the people can use it, they can test it, they feel a different immediately. 95% of the people feel in the first time a different. So it's very easy. And our complaint, it's amazing. When I show the complaint later, you will see, I can show the complaint in 30 seconds and the people understand, wow, this is a big machine around the world. And this is why we're so excited. And I see the energy last year, I see the energy this year, and now we have a special crisis around the world. You know it, you feel it. And for our situation, we can work from home. We can work with the online seminars. We can deliver around the world with our Healys in US soon. So we can build a business now, right now in this crisis. and the world will change. You will see in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, nothing is the same like before. The world will change. And you can the people help for healthy with Healy, and also you can the people help to earn money. So many people will lose their job in the next months, you will see. So people lost a lot of money in the next month, and you can help the people to earn a little bit more money or much more money. Last week in the highest situation in Europe with this crisis, we have the highest sale with the Healy. The people call me and say, hey, Georg, the last days, 200 Healys. The next people call me, the last 3 days, 150 people, or 150 Healys. And the next call me and say, hey, the next one, 300 Healys. So we have so high sales now. The people have time to watching our online videos or our online seminars. The people have time to use the Healy. The people stay at home, and we can deliver it directly at home. And this is a situation, ladies and gentlemen, you understand you can changing people's life around the world. You can changing people's life with healthy, and you can changing people's life with the income. You can help the people, they can feed your family. You can help the people, they can pay your apartments, and they can pay the rent for the car in the future. This is what I see. I'm so excited. I'm so happy I stay with Healy, and I'm so thankful to Markus to produce the Healy. I'm so thankful to Frank. We traveled last year together. We're crying and loving together. I'm so thankful to Dirc. We travel around the world, and I'm so thankful to my upline Carsten. You give me this opportunity. I thank you, God, every time I can change my people's life. I can change my family's life, and I can help the people around the world.
Thank you very much, Georg. Carsten, before I come to you, I have actually now a quick question for Markus, because Georg was mentioning this right now. We had the highest sales right now in the peak of the crisis we are right now in Europe. Markus, are frequencies nowadays more important than they have been in the past? Your microphone, Markus.
Yes, I think so. Whenever there's a challenge, you need to strengthen your basis. And the basis is our bioenergetic system. So this is our intention to feed the bioenergetic system of our body with the right frequencies. We have in the Healy, the gold cycle, which is 7 programs. And these 7 programs actually cover all the bioenergetic aspects. They are called care, to take care of yourself, pure, balance, being, energy release. So already from the names of these 7 programs, you can understand in which way they're intended to help you. So if you just go through these 7 programs and apply them daily or weekly, it is a very, very good preparation for the situation which we are facing now. But we have released a new program, was already mentioned, Bioenergetic Boost, where we account for the special situation we are in, which is a global challenge and affects everyone on this planet. So therefore, we gave this program to everyone for free. I believe frequencies were always important, because now we have this special challenge in front of our eyes. If we open the internet, if we open any news page, the first 20 news are only about one thing. And it's very important to take care of this challenge. But if you look in the background, how many people are dying because of their unhealthy lifestyle, because of smoking, because of eating in the wrong way, and all the civilizatory diseases which we're having. Frequencies have always been important, but now the people become aware because one of the challenges became so prominent that everyone is an emergency case. I mean, we have a lot of problems on this planet which could put us also in an emergency situation. And I very much hope that this crisis will have a positive aspect, that people will become more alert, more conscious, more self-responsible for their own health, for their own consciousness, and also to see how we are really connected, how we can, of course, spread a virus towards each other, but how we can protect each other, how we can help each other, how we can support each other in so many different ways. So frequencies are the basis.
Thank you, Marcus. Now to come back to Carsten, sorry, Carsten, but you know, when Georg talked, Georg is an icon, is a leader in this industry for over 20 years. So are you. Both of you have built multiple markets, up to 30 markets around the world with 10,000s of people, sometimes even over 100,000 of people in this industry. And when you look at this, how were you so successful? How were you able to build these organizations over and over again? And why is Healey different for you now in regards of a product?
Yeah, first of all, it's all about relationships in this industry. So, and this is what I teach people. And for me, the most important thing in our industry. So I know that we have icons here on this call. I noticed definitely that we have people on this call which are more than 50 years in this industry, because I met a few of them in Miami. So this is not new what I say, but this is what I have learned in this industry. So what I was doing in the last years was all the time I was thinking about, okay, what is the situation when you see the partner of your life? Yeah. So that means the first thing what you want to do is build trust, build relationship, build trust, and then become nearer and closer, build a friendship, and so on. What I see in our industry is most of the time the people try to get people immediately. This is not working. So this is, I think, the success and the secret of most of these leaders in this industry, that they build trust, that they build relationship, that they have long-term relationships. And then when you have this opportunity like Healey, where you have so many top leaders from the industry, and this is real. We got more and more and more requests from all over the world, from big leaders of our industry, which were waiting for this opportunity. If you have then the right relationships, then you can become successful, definitely. Then it makes definitely as well to build an organization globally, to build a business globally, much more easier than to have to build a business completely new, or to have to start completely new in this industry. But this is one thing, and this I want to say as well to everyone who is new in this industry, with this kind of product what we have, or products what we will bring as well in the future, because the Healey device is, for me, this is what I say always, like something like the enterprise. Yeah. So we will build a lot of things about this. So that means we will bring more and more things which will become, at the end of the day, our Healey world. If you have this combination of products, that is doing and makes for everyone this business much more easier, because as Georg said already before, you feel this product immediately. So this is one of the most important things. When we started here in Europe, that was for me a game changer, because it was the first time in the industry that you have a medical device class 2 product here in Europe. It was never allowed before to say something like claims. I'm not a friend of claims, and everyone should understand it. If someone has a health issue, yeah, that needs a while to get this health issue. So that's why it needs a while as well to feel better, yeah. And that's why I'm always talking about a changement in the lifestyle, beauty, and wellness industry. And that's why I'm not a friend of this issue, or of this claims. But in Europe, for example, it's allowed to say helps here, and that makes, for example, the life as well much more easier. And as I said before, the combination of everything, the story, yeah, from the founders, and the story is amazing. The product, what we have, no competition, the management, the leadership, the opportunity, digital nutrition. Only this, imagine this, guys, this is crazy. Go outside, ask people, have you heard about digital nutrition? Everyone is asking you, what is it? So these are a few key facts what allows you to bring people in the business, to bring leaders in the business, entrepreneurs in the business. And I think this is the secret of our company. And this is what long-term brings our company I think there would the company should stay in the future. Yeah, definitely in the top 5, top 3 in this industry. Frank, we can hear you. Frank.
Sorry, now here I am. I completely agree with you, because if you look at the network marketing world in the last 10 years, where did we really have an exciting, a new product outside the range of cosmetics, food supplements, and all this kind of stuff? And we cover with the Healy not only the market of health and well-being and beauty and technological aspects to the product. We are a unique product. We are a new product. We are a product that works. So in combination with everything you said and with where we are in the market, I think it's a very, very unique opportunity. And this is what we see in the last year, that people really pick up on this opportunity. And like you said,
and Frank, can I say one thing? It's an honest product, you know?
Yeah.
This is what I really like. It's an honest product, you know, it's a technology behind, scientists are behind, we have a big advisory board behind. So, and what I had seen in the last years, guys, don't understand me wrong, but I'm always honest and straight. I've seen so many products like this, one-hit wonder products like this, Wonder Cosmetics. Yeah, you put it here in 3 minutes, the wrinkles are away, and 10 hours later you got it back, and then the stories behind, everything's blown. So I don't like this anymore. So we have an amazing product, we have an amazing story. Yeah, we attract people. This is what I said at the beginning as well, from so many different fields. And I have webinars with entrepreneurs, we have webinars with MLM professionals, but we have as well webinars with conscious people, with spiritual people. I was in Australia the last 2 weeks. I have seen their things. I learned their things. It was unbelievable for me. It's completely new. So, and I noticed that with this kind of product, we bring so many people together. And my personal goal is to build a brand with Healy, yeah, to make a brand and to show as well this industry that we can make so many things much better than this what happened maybe in the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Thank you very much, Carsten. Well, there is really not much to add here, but I would actually like to give Dirk and Marcus like some time for some closing remarks. Especially, I would like to start with Dirk. Dirk, what is your vision for Healy when it comes to the sales aspect?
Yeah, what is a vision for Healy for me? Definitely $1 billion company, and that within the next 5 years. We are already now in the second years on a sales level where companies are in 5 or 10 years after they launch. So we did a wonderful, wonderful thing. My goal is to build it up to $1 billion big company, and we have the ability. We lay out the foundation now. We have organizational support within the corporate side. So we get more and more experts to the corporate side that build up the infrastructure with us. In the last year, it was Marcus and me and the team that built up the infrastructure with Frank together, with the corporate heads together. But when you grow so fast, the infrastructure has to grow as well. And now we have also experts on board to grow the infrastructure there. So now we already laid the foundation to become $1 billion company pretty soon. So for me, I want to give you 1 or 2 words about the vision. And before we do the closing, I want to give the word again to Frank. When you see Europe, the development worldwide, we are in so many Asian countries, and now you're responsible for Europe, and a lot of more countries coming on in your responsibility. How do you see the Healy growth when you talk to people? Do you see it in your experience as the one-time opportunity?
For me, to be perfectly honest, you know, I have not, and I'm in this industry for quite a bit already. I'm not saying how long exactly, but many, many, many years. And I have to say, I have not seen an opportunity like this before. I have done classical food supplements and all the kind of things we all probably are familiar with in one way or the other. And I have not seen an opportunity like this before. And this is exactly, you know, we have, as we have everywhere been everywhere in every corner of Europe. We have met so many members here which share exactly the same vision than us. They see, yes, we have a little problem here and there. Not everything is working perfect, and it will probably never will work perfectly to 100%, but it doesn't have to. It is actually, when you meet with the leaders and the members as much as we did in the last year, and when you see how the markets grew, the markets were growing where we had strong leaders like Georg, like Carsten, like all of other strong leaders in the markets in Holland, in Poland, in Hungary, no matter where it was. A market which was working really, really well was led by a very, very good leader at the end of the day. And having a meeting cycle, having regular information, having webinar cycles, all this became very important even before the crisis, that we cannot do anything else. But we already had established systems like this to support the growth and the vision of Healy. And I think by now we're at the point where we are unstoppable. We cannot stop the growth if we want or not. And we are actually looking forward to come to many, many, many new countries, because I think this vision and this opportunity is for everyone in the world, and this is where we will go.
Thank you, Frankie. And before I hand over to Marcus, I want to give you about the USA, because I see many questions in the chat. The USA will be open in May when we push the button and you can order the product. Be prepared that the market is one of the big opportunities that we have. So we have already many, many leaders, many super top leaders in the USA as well as around the world that I'm communicating with on a weekly basis. And I want to say thank you and being grateful that we have already this perfect leadership in place. So we're going to roll out on a smooth way with great momentum in the USA as well. And don't worry, when we start the USA, you will have a personally USA promotion. So you have a non-open market yet, but when we open the market, you have another promotion that's only for the US. So bring as many people in Healy as you can already, because when we push the button and give you the promotion, everyone in your team will want to have a Healy. So you will have a wonderful business from day one on. And on the other hand, when I looked at the pictures back there, all the teams created corporate-wise, the leadership team out there, Georg, Carsten, don't worry, we have also women on the leadership board. When we do our top leader meetings, we have at least 6-7 women on the board, and we will bring them into Frequencies Fridays as well. And I want to say thank you to one very important woman, because after 13 years of consulting business and 26 years of network marketing business, we were internationally already so settled that we say, I did see everything in the world in network marketing. But when we met Marcus, my wife Sabine said, look, Dirk, this is a product that needs to be in network marketing. Let's push it forward. Sabine, by the way, every one of you or most of you already know her, is the mama of Healy, and she will be in contact with you on this way or on the other. But she gave the impulse to say, look deeper into it, it's worth it. And now look at it today. We have more than 30,000 people in the sales structure in 42 countries. And I want to say thank you to everyone who made it happen with us, because I know we pushed every single day, 24 hours, nearly no sleep, traveling all around the world, but for one thing, that people can see the Healy and what it can do for everyone. So I want to thank you to everyone that made it happen with us, that believed in us. And I think we are only one step ahead to create the next step of momentum, being this year again the #1 company in growth that is in our industry. So Marcus, I want to give you now the closing of this webinar, the first Frequency Friday for the USA today. And thank you again as a friend. Thank you for making that happen with us together. It was a pleasure to be with you the first year.
Thank you very much. Well, then let's hear from Marcus, our closing remarks. Marcus, what do you have to say for us to the States here?
I'm actually very excited about this first Frequency Friday. Listening also to all your contributions and looking back to what we have done the last 1.5 years, especially the last year, I'm very much moved how much all of you engaged in this. I have seen Dirc working from day to night, and also the others. And yes, I'm personally very, very thankful to you, and of course to the great team of Healey and Time Waver behind who makes this possible, which is also very much growing. But when I'm thinking about this fortunate situation which we are having now, I think about the person who started actually the whole big research on frequencies, Nikola Tesla. I think he's a forgotten star among the inventors and the scientists, because he faced one big problem. He came to the USA with the vision to change the world with the new science and technology. And he knew he cannot do it for himself. He needs support. He needs support, especially financial support. And so he made contracts with Westinghouse, with JP Morgan. But when they realized what he's got, in the way how he will change the world, they realized that it's not the way how they want the world to be. They intended to have the people being dependent on centralized energy production and centralized energy business. And they saw that the Nikola Tesla had a different intention. So from one day to the other, his finances got cut. And nowadays we have the other technology. And this is very unfortunate. So this could have happened also to or our inventions, but I was fortunate enough to meet the right people with the right intentions, like my friend and partner in Healey and Time Waver, Christian Halper, who is from the financial industry. He left the financial industry 2009, 2010, because he saw that the financial system, which we are having all over the planet, is actually, to say it in a very mild way, is not really benefiting the situation. It's not really benefiting the people, but it became the biggest problem we are having, because mainly it's done what is done for profit. Nikola Tesla got destroyed by this kind of intention. And I'm so fortunate that Christian, who supported this projects by millions and millions and millions and millions of investments, so that we could develop Healey, which took a lot of time and a lot of money, and through all the difficulties, and because his intention is that from his resources, he was a former hedge fund manager, for his resources, he wanted to only support projects which can make a difference for the humanity at whole in a large scale, in a very sustainable scale, by ecologically, in terms of benefiting people, not only in terms of health, but especially in terms of consciousness development. This is at the key of Healey's values. So, and the next important person I didn't mention today, who I met, was of course Dirc. Dirc, a little more than a year before, because without his vision of how Healey can become a successful business all over the world, what we are doing now would not be possible. Because to market a product all over the world without the right vision, and I believe network marketing is the only way to do it, you need so much money, you need so much funds, which is not realistic. So I'm so happy that we went this way, because in a network marketing, especially as we are doing, it's all about the people, it's all about the members, it's all about the customers. The member is the king of the network. So the people and the friendship of the people, the connection of the people, this is really at the core values of Healy. So I'm very, very thankful to everyone who contributed to this success, and I'm looking so much forward to again come to the USA. I haven't been to US for, I think, 15 years now, and I still have many friends there from my visits before, so I'm looking very much forward to come and meet all of you who visit now in person. So again, thank you all, and have still a nice day. We just have an evening here.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Well, I can only say thank you, Marcus, for that you gave us this opportunity, that you gave us this product, and the trust in us as well for running the company and for bringing the Healy to everyone in the world. So thank you, everyone here. Dirk, thank you for leading all of us. Thank you, Georg. Thank you, Carsten, for being our top leaders out there in the field, for everything you do every day. And thank you for everybody who listened today from the United States, where we will be coming very shortly. And I'm 150% sure the American market will explode in a very, very short time to a huge size. And it's funny to see, because usually the American companies come to us. This time we try it the other way around, and we will give you a very good time and promotions to start the American market as well. So hang in there. We will be there soon. Start working with your contacts, and we're looking forward to hear and see you soon again. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you everyone soon again. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.